Over the last month, I've put 4 footballs to the test, ranging from cheap to expensive. And today we're going to rank them in their key categories to work out which one is the best and which one you should go out and buy. Because is the most expensive one really the best? So first, what have we got? We have the Mitre Impel Evo. This one is going to come in at £18. We have the Ultimatch Evo. This one's going to come in at £30. We have the Delta Evo, which is going to come in at £40. Get that into the shot. And then we have the most expensive one, which is this one here. Now this is the Ultimax Pro, and this is the official FA Cup ball. So this is what all the pros are going to be using this weekend in the FA Cup semi-finals. So this should win, right? Maybe not. I've given you all the prices in pounds there because that's direct from the Mitre website. Mitre do have worldwide shipping, and if you want to pick up any of the balls with a 15% discount, or you can pick up a free ball pump, you can do that by hitting the link down in the top pinned comment and using the code that I've put there as well. It will help you out get some cheaper footballs, and it helps the channel out as well. Durability is obviously really important when you're spending even any money at all on a football. Now I have used these over the course of a whole month, but I do have 8 of them. I basically have 2 of each, so they've been used interchangeably. So this is not an exhaustive test, but here are my observations and what I think of the footballs. In last place, we're gonna go with, I need a bigger desk for this, the Impel Evo. And it's not because I've experienced any problems, but quite simply, I'll try and zoom in on the camera. You can see the stitching between all of the different panels here. And that's fine, it's how most balls are put together, but this is just an area that is potential for you to have durability issues. Just that exposed stitching is likely to hold on to a bit more water, it's likely to come apart a little bit faster than some of the others. No issues for me, but has to come in last place for durability. In third place, we are gonna go with the Ultimatch Evo. Now, again, you can see here that you can't actually see the stitching. So basically, these panels have been thermal bonded together. There'll be stitching underneath, but then there's thermal bonding all within this, which is just going to help this hold together an awful lot more. It's not going to let as much water in. It's less likely to fall apart. So I think this is a really solid build, especially for the price, but we will get to value a little bit later. However, it does feel to me a little bit like it's not put together quite as well as the other balls. You can see that maybe like the bonding isn't quite as clean in certain areas. You can see where it's maybe spilling slightly and things like that. So I again, no problems at all, and some really nice stuff, but I think in terms of just time spent on build, it's not quite as high as the other balls, and we're kind of expecting this at least a little bit because of the price that you pay. The durability, the build quality is going to probably be the one thing that's influenced the most. Then we're going to go on to the top 2. So we have, here it is, the Delta Evo and the FA Cup ball, the Ultimax Pro. So these are both thermally bonded footballs. They're both of incredibly high quality, but I am going to give the win here to the Delta Evo. Nothing wrong with this one, but I like the Hyperseal tech that Mitre use here, which I found has just made this ball basically impervious to adverse weather. It really does a great job of keeping it all almost as one piece and really making it feel very, very durable, and like I say, really not having much impact by those wet conditions. So that is going to take our top place. Again, of course, this is fantastic. It is a pro level football. I just feel like over time, if you're really going to give this an absolute hammering over on cages and things like that, you might just get a little bit more runtime out of the Delta Evo than you will the Ultimax Pro. I have no data to back that up. It's just how I feel. That that leads us to striking. This is when you hit the ball, what's that feeling like? You want that almost like elasticity of foam when you hit it and it pings off your foot, but at the same time, you don't want it to be too much foam in there to really stop you getting a good feel for the ball. This one, for me, is pretty easy, to be honest. The Impel, again, is going to come in last place. It does have that kind of foam element to it, but there's just something about it that doesn't quite ping off my foot quite as nicely as the other balls. Next up, I'm actually going to go for the Delta Evo, and this is only to do with the fact that it is quite there's a lot going on with the design of the football. So while you get a nice ping off it, it can feel a little bit different from time to time when you do strike it, depending on where you strike the ball, which I wasn't a massive fan of. You have to really go looking for it to notice, but that's how I felt. Then we're going to have the Ultimatch Evo. So this has probably the least amount of foam and padding in the ball at all, but it's just a really consistent striking of the ball, and I really get a nice feeling of the ball flying off my foot when I do hit it. So that one is going to come in second. And then they have I think there's a proprietary foam that they put in the pro level ball, which really does do the most. It doesn't feel overly padded like maybe, for example, the Delta does, but you still get that a really great response and elasticity and spring off your foot without it feeling overly padded. It's a really great balance in the way that the ball is built between that ping and that bounce, and also having a great connection and a great consistent feel with the ball. So yeah, that's a really nice thing about this particular ball, probably helped by the fact that it is just those 3 panels. It's a nice football. Whoops. All right, so let's talk about value. This isn't what's cheaper, this is what you get for your money. Now, again, for me, even though it is the cheapest one, the Impel Evo has come bottom in all of our tests, so even at that cheapest price point, I don't think it offers the best value. So this is going to come in last place again. I'm very sorry, Impel Evo. Then we've got all of these 3. And I really do like all 3 footballs, but at £125, I really can't put this up at a great value for money proposition, because it's quite simply an awful lot of money. It's a fantastic football. It's coming out right near the top of all the other categories, but it's £125, which is an awful lot of money. So this is going to come in 3rd place. That leaves us with the Delta Evo and the Ultimatch Evo, which I think are fantastic footballs. Now, I think maybe between the 2, I might have a slight preference towards the Ultimatch myself, and it is £10 cheaper than the Delta Evo. But I think that probably for what you get for your money, especially with that additional build quality, the Delta, the Delta Evo, probably is the better value. So we're going to go second for the Ultimatch, top for the Delta, and let's total up our scores. I had to step away there for a second to do a tiny bit of maths. The way this works is that the ball that comes top in each category gets 4 points, the ball that comes bottom gets 1 point, and so on and so forth. So with only 4 points, because it came bottom in all the categories, is the Impel Evo. I will say, for the price, it's still better than something like a Nike pitch ball, but for this test, it's the bottom. In 3rd place, we have what might be my favorite when you take into account price, which is the Ultimatch Evo. Absolutely love that. Then in 2nd place, we've got what I think is the best value for money option, especially when you take into account the durability, the tech you get. That's going to be the Delta Evo, and that means number 1, our best ball, is, of course, as you might expect, that pro level FA Cup ball, because why wouldn't it be? But there is only 1 point separating those top 3 spaces. We've got 13 points, 12 points, and 11 points. So if you're looking to save a bit of money, there's 2 really great options there. And if you're looking to just splurge on the best possible ball, you know which one you need. I've been using the Mitre balls across all of my playtest reviews recently as well, so if you want to see them in action in a playtest review, you want to click on this video or this video right here.